Start with Okay, so let's start. We are going to start our webinar. Once again, welcome everyone. We are very excited. That is the last webinar in the 2023-2024 series. And I believe we did a very good job in the last series and the last season, and we are working on the new one, and we're having lots of fun, and it is very exciting to work on it and work on the subjects and bring speakers to you. Today, I'm going to be the host and the speaker, so you will have to bear with me. And I hope you are going to love the presentation. And in case you don't like the presentation, please let me know, so I will be able to do a better job next time. So before we go into the presentation, I would like to go a little on housekeeping rules in here. So for the Zoom etiquette, please introduce yourself in the chat. We want to know who you are, where you're coming from, and what you wanted to or expected from this webinar today. Use Q&A. Please do not put your questions in the chat. Click on Q&A button on the bottom and post your questions over there. I will monitor it. I promise you all the questions are going to be answered during the presentation or probably at the end. But as soon as you have a question, please type it in right away before you forget, and we will be able to answer it. The webinar is going to be recorded, and the recording is going to be sent out to you in the post-webinar communication. So if you miss something and you want to share it with somebody else, please do. So before we continue, I would like to introduce you to Stu Clark Center for Entrepreneurship Center. Anything we do is impossible without the wonderful team that we have in here, starting with our executive director, Deborah. She is a mastermind behind our stuff and our strategies, and she helps and to direct everything we do. And our event manager, Amy, she is a real guru of delivering events that are unthinkable, without any flaws, flowing like. It's amazing to see how these events are rolling out. And if you've never seen any of our events, please do. You will witness it the same. Our wizard of marketing, Lindsay, she will help our team to send out all of the communication, and she will be the creative mind behind our marketing materials. So she is our voice pretty much. Myself, I'm a startup coach, and I will speak about myself a little bit later. And any very well oiled machine, our team will not function well without proper maintenance and backend support. And Melinda is our office administrator, and she is doing an amazing job to keep everything running on the back end and to take this burden of day-to-day routine tasks off our shoulders, so we can keep pushing things up. Our purpose is simple. We are on the mission to ignite the entrepreneurial spirit within every University of Manitoba student and empower them to recognize that entrepreneurship can be a viable career path in any field of study or faculty. And I like to say that we are enablers of the entrepreneurial pathway for everyone. So yeah, that's what we do. That's what we like to do. So here is a short video explaining what we do better than I would possibly do. So enjoy the short video now.
Let's talk about entrepreneurship. It's the light bulb moment from your first big idea. It's the decision to set out on a new path. It's the realization that entrepreneurship starts with a spark, and that spark starts here. At the Stu Clark Center, we're here to nurture your ideas and help spark your entrepreneurial spirit. How? How about competitive opportunities to free your inner entrepreneur? Advice from venture coaches who have walked the walk. Or some of the best networking events you'll find on campus. you'll find it all right here. By focusing on education, awareness, community, coaching, and connection, we build strong relationships with our students and do everything we can to help them on their journey to self-starting. At the Stu Clark Center, we thrive when you thrive. No idea is too big or too small. The Stu Clark Center is your one-stop shop for everything you need to start your journey. So why not start today?
Okay, so that was our introduction, and as I said, one of the services to our audience that we're providing is our webinar series. We do have a lot of fun working on them, meeting people to be our guest speakers and building panels and think about topics, but it is also a lot of work. So since we've launched our webinars, we've had over 4,500 attendees on over 80 webinars. All of them are available for you at our YouTube channel. So please go over to our YouTube channel there, check it out, see what are the subjects that will capture your attention. Comment on them. We will track it, and we will once again we will do a better job down the road, or we will identify what is the most interesting subject for you, and we will continue from there. And share, you know what, share, it's all about sharing the knowledge and sparking the curiosity with people, and that's why we do it. Short shameless plug for myself. My name is Ben Isaacov, and I'm a startup coach with Stu Clark Center. It is a free resource for students, and like I said, I think I'm an enabler of the entrepreneurial journey for everyone. I want to make sure that we demystify it and we make it accessible for everyone. As I said, it is a free resource. Everyone can approach me. It's going to be a one-on-one session or with your team, and it is as simple as just booking a time with me, and I will support a startup at any stage of the journey from the idea to the market, and we will connect the dots for you. Like if you're outgrowing or when you're outgrowing us, we'll just push you forward to our partners in the entrepreneurial ecosystem. So all you need to do is you need to go to our website or just scan this QR code right away. Get into the startup tree. Connect with me over there and book a one-on-one meeting. So that is as simple as that, and I'm welcoming everyone in this office, and it really makes my life and work here enjoyable when I have students visiting me and we have brainstorms on their ideas. So without further ado, let's jump into our subject. Okay, so today we are going to talk about understanding of the funding needs and the funding phases. So initially, when we were planning this webinar, we were thinking, okay, we will get all of the resources, all of the addresses and directions where the money is available and stuff like that. And we will just put it into the presentation, and I'll show, okay, go there, and take that money and apply to this grant. But after last couple of months of working with students and participating in a couple of events, including our championship and then the ramp-up weekend with NorthForge, I realized that it is almost like setting people to a failure, because it's easy, very easy for me to send somebody after grant money or after investors' money. But if they don't know how to ask and what exactly they're asking and why, they will not get the money. So they will go back to me. And so we decided that today we're going to go over the understanding of the needs and how you access the money. And then the easier part is going to be where you're going to get it, which we will touch at the end of this presentation. I will give a couple of examples as well. So let's dive right into the understanding the needs. Generally speaking, when we're looking on a startup, you have a couple of main phases that every startup will go through. And first stage is idea and conception, right? So you conceptualize and you come up with an idea. You're saying, okay, well, you know what? Now I need to figure out if it is like a real problem. Is it like something viable and needed in the market? So you start with idea validation process, and at this stage, it's pretty much a pre-seed, usually bootstrapping. You will fund it with your own money and your own time. You are your own investor, and all you do is checking out the markets and finding out what or if your solution is actually solving a real problem and people will want it. As you go through this stage, and you are continuing with it, like, and you're getting closer to the match of your solution to the problem in the real world, you are getting closer to the second stage, which is going to be launch and early growth. And you are approaching, at this stage, you are approaching the seed. If you are looking from the funding perspective, you are looking on the seed phase. That is where you are getting ready to the launch, and you really need money to finalize your product offering, or maybe like finalizing your service offering. You get ready to the actual launch and getting into the market. Seed funding will get you this initial boost, financial boost, and get you ready to the launch when you will start working. If everything works well, you will fast outgrow the seed phase of the financing, and you will jump into the like more heavier financing needs. But seed financing, generally speaking, is going to be like an steal from angel investors or early stage venture capitalists supporting the initial product development and market entry strategies for startups. But once again, as you go and as you grow with your business, you are launching your business, and people are starting, or organizations will kind of seed the money into the business as it will grow, and it will return the investment back to them. Okay, the next stage is going to be, the next stage is going to be when you are scaling and expanding. So from the funding perspective, you will have a Series A that will take you from the launch and early growth into scaling and expansion phase. And if you think about it this way: if it is like a physical location or a physical product-based company, right? So on the idea and conception phase, you will find out what is your product, and you will start finalizing the prototype, right? You will use some of the seed money to complete the prototyping, and then you will be ready to launch and go to the market. Then you will ramp up, and you will get the production running, and you will penetrate like a specific market, right? When you prove yourself, and you start to have your sales, people are starting to use it, you start to get the traction, you are starting to get ready for the scaling and expansion, maybe like to the new markets. And this is where Series A coming into the play. It is a much heavier funding when you have some proven track record of the performance, and it is less risky, and it brings venture capital into the business, so they will invest in your business, and you will be able to scale as you grow, and you penetrate the markets. You actually go and you get into the next phase, which is a Series B, and it is a much larger investment. It happens only when you've clearly demonstrated the market potential, you have fully scalable products, and investors will have like a confidence in you and your company that they are going to have a good return on their money. So as you grow from phase to phase, you will go on your business growth phases. The different phases of the or stages of the funding are also going to grow with you. Okay, so when we are looking on different types of funding, right? it's not all about equity in here. So if we are going over the types of funding, obviously we will start with some bootstrapping, right? So imagine like an idea for a startup, right? You are not going to go and loan money against it right away. Probably like you're going to invest some of your time and your money into initial market research, speak to people, checking out the grounds, and finding if it is really like a valid idea, a valid business idea, right? So personal savings are going to be something that people naturally will go right away to use as initial investment in their business. And obviously, like as you start with your business, another option and for bootstrapping is just reinvesting the revenue that you have back into your business. If you start small, you start to get some sales, you put this money back into the business development, and generally speaking, at this stage, you are your own investor. So you are investing in your own business, and you are expecting the ROI, on your money, right? Also, revenue reinvestment can be like a good indicator for external people when you need a little bit more money on the pre-seed, which can be like, family, friends, the community rounds and stuff like that. If you show that you invest everything back in it, and they see that you have your personal savings into the business, it just shows them that, yeah, you know what, you are serious about it. So you have your skin in the game. You're just not running with a crazy idea, and everyone is going to lose the money. So it's always positive when you have your skin in the game and you show it. But eventually, like, you are outgrowing the bootstrapping very fast, and you need more money and you need more funding. And when it comes to more funding, we naturally think about borrowing the money, right? So we are looking on probably on the seed phase, when we say, okay, well, we need more money, and we need, like, we need to build our prototype, or we need more money to put into an application or into IT infrastructure that we're going to build, right? Into the research. A little bit more money, and we will go to loans. Maybe it's going to be a bank, maybe it's going to be a private company that is specializing on loans for businesses. And two options that we will have here with debt financing that I wanted to cover are going to be loans and lines of credit. Now, dreadful debt, right? Everyone is scared of, nobody likes it. But in my opinion, and in the opinion of like people that are way better in business than I, it's a good tool, right? Especially with lines of credit, they allow you to smooth your cash flow. They allow you to be better with your finances, and if you use them wisely, it's a great tool to accelerate your growth, and you just control the risk of owing the money. Right. One of the best places to go after loans for businesses probably going to be BDC, Business Development Canada. They have a lot of information available for entrepreneurs. They have lots of training that they provide. They have lots of interesting programs that are aimed on helping new emerging entrepreneurs to penetrate the markets and get up and running, and with very attractive terms and conditions as well. So one of the directions that I would like to send you right away: check out their websites. You will find a lot of interesting stuff over there. Okay, so when we go into the next type of funding, these are going to be grants, right? It's not really free money, but it feels like that. And we have, especially when we have government grants, they have their own obstacles. We are going to touch on it a little bit later. But with grants, This is the money that you are getting, and you don't need to pay it back, and it does not dilute your equity because they don't require you to give something back. You just prove them that your goals and objectives of your business are matching the objectives and goals of the funder that grant the money, and it is aligned, and then you get the funds, you can use it. One of the funders, like one of the biggest one that is coming up into my mind from the government grants, probably going to be National Research Council, NRC, and IRAP is a big thing for in the last couple of years, especially with the CDAP program, with the digital adaptation. They support small businesses with money to convert like analog to digital, and include like digital systems into your business. I personally know a lot of people that tapped into that money, and it just accelerated the growth significantly. So as a side note for the government grants, check out the NRC IRAP, the Industrial Research Assistance Program. They fund research starting from aerospace to human health. So you can always find something that will be applicable to you through these programs. And it is a very good resource for money. The only caveat is it takes time, and you need to really know how to tap into this resource. And we will touch on it a little bit later in this presentation today as well. Another option for granting are non-profit grants. These are non-government, obviously, organizations that have money from different sources, and they promote specific causes and specific agendas. And if your business is aligned with these agendas and these goals, you can get the money from them as well. One of the biggest one, I think, in Manitoba is going to be the Winnipeg Foundation. They will have a lot of different grant options over there for different causes or for different purposes. And you can always go and see like if any of them are matching the mission statements and higher cause of your business, and see if it is aligned, so you can get some of the money from them as well. But there is lots of money available out there. We just need to know where it is and how to access the money in a most effective way. So next type of funding that I wanted to touch today is going to be equity financing, and that's exactly what you think when you think about startups and you think about investors. That is the first thing pops up into your mind. So we have a number of different types of equity financing out there, but I will touch only on a couple of major ones. It's kind of like a higher level overview of what needs to happen here, right? And what is out there. So first of all, these are angel investors. These are the first people that will be willing to invest into your startup. Generally speaking, these are going to be people that invest their own money. They bear the higher risk getting you the money, but unlike with the loans on lines of credit or grants, angel investor brings something more important. They bring their own expertise, and they bring their own experience into the table. So think about it this way: if they give you their own money, they have their skin in the game, and they are very vested in your success. When you have angels investing in your business, you not only get the money, but you get their connections and their networks, and you can access people and organizations that otherwise are inaccessible for you. So, so the value is huge over there. And yes, you are giving away some of the equity of your business, but maybe this equity will not worth that much without them. So when you are at the initial stages, when you are on the pre-seed, maybe just a little bit in the seed stages over there, angel investors are going to look into it. It is like a riskier investing, and ROI can be better, but these are the people that are doing it right. The next level are going to be venture capitals, and venture capitals are the difference that I can think about between the angel investor and venture capital is angel investors are usually like a one person or a small group of people, while venture capital is going to be like a larger organization with a pool of funds, and they invest in the companies, and they provide capital, and same as angel investors, they bring their own expertise and experience and networks to help and grow your business. And finally, there are private equity companies. These are the heavy lifters, and they will get into the business on any stage. But generally speaking, you can think about private equity companies are maybe like flippers on the real estate markets. They will want to buy out the business, to flip it, to make it more profitable, more effective, more efficient, and then sell it out with higher return on investment. But again, there is always like a combination of all of it. But if you need to categorize it into these three categories, that's going to be something like that. So crowdfunding, that is an interesting one that is often overlooked, but crowdfunding is a very interesting and valid type of funding that you can tap into it. When we look on the crowdfunding, there are two different types of funding that you can get in this kind of thing, right? One of them is going to be reward-based crowdfunding, and if I will bring a name of a Kickstarter, right, for example, or Steam, right, you will really understand what it is all about. So you get out into the Kickstarter, you promise a reward, which is usually going to be like a heavily discounted first batch of a product that you are developing, right? Or at the Steam early access to a game, and you get a little money from everyone, right? And this is how you are funding your development, or building your prototype, producing them at the very beginning. People get you the money, believing that you will finish the project. They are getting excited. They are getting on board with you, and you get the funds to work on it, and then you reward them after that. And there is another one, which is equity crowdfunding. I don't know much about examples of equity crowdfunding around here in Winnipeg, but generally speaking, it is similar to getting out to the market, but without actually getting into the market. You sell shares of your company. You can do it through your own platform, or you can do it in a different way, like through different legal routes. The benefit of equity crowdfunding is that it has less regulations than larger IPOs and stuff like that, and then like you don't need to be that big to get into it, and you allow people to access an equity of your company, and you pretty much self-explanatory. You sell shares. Now, once again, I haven't seen many examples of something like that in Winnipeg or in Manitoba. If you are aware of something like that, put it in the chat. I'm curious to learn more about it. But around the world, it is an emerging option, and more people are using it. So now we spoke about when you need the money, what kind of types of the funds are out there, right? There is a big question, how you are going to get the funds. Okay, so there are funds, like when you need them. So what do you do next? So you ask for it, but you ask for it in the right way. Okay, so when we look on the asking and accessing the money, and that's again coming back to my point of sending you after the money without getting you ready to ask for this money, is setting you for a failure. So in order to be more effective in accessing the funds, you need to have a couple of things. So if we are looking on loans, we're looking on banks, we're looking on more like constitutional money or grants, they will want something more heavy, and they will not buy into like a napkin idea, right? Not like an angel investor. So one of the things that you will really need to have is a winning business plan. And a business plan is a document that will take you time to create and to draft a good one. But there are a couple of essential, and there are different formats for business plans. You can use different templates, but they all share common components that you have to have in there. And first of them is a executive summary. So imagine if you are a founder, like founder, you are writing grants, and or you are maybe working in a bank. You are getting a lot of requests for money. You're getting lots of business plans, right? The first thing that you will read is executive summary. If it doesn't excites you, you will not read any further, and then your business plan is going to go into the bin, and they will move to the second one. So executive summary, it is exactly what it is. It is a summary of this entire plan with the most important pieces of the business plan. And generally speaking, they will good executive summary will cover all of the components of the business plan inside in main points. So you get to the point, you give me like the snapshot of your business plan, and then you tease me and you say, okay, well, it is good, you should read it. And then I will say, yeah, okay, you know what, like it looks interesting. I will spend more time reading the document, because it's not like a fast reading like it is, and often it's not that interesting as well, right? Lots of information, lots of numbers and stuff like that, right? So first thing first, right? When you're working on any idea, you are looking on the market analysis. You must demonstrate that you are solving a real problem, that it's not made up, and you also need to demonstrate the market potential and magnitude of the problem. So once again, as I progress with the business, or with reading of your business plan, right, you need to win me over and over in order for to make sure that I will progress and I will read it further, right? So when you are looking on the market analysis, you need to show me how big of the problem is, make me believe that it is actually a big problem, and show me what is the financial potential of it. So how big is it around the world in different markets and stuff like that. So good market analysis will get me into like, oh wow, I didn't know that this problem is that big. Okay, well, let's see like what's next, how do we solve it, right? And only then you jump into the company description, into your solution, and in this section you will outline how you are going to solve the problem that you identify in the market analysis. And you will also show me how your solution is different than anything else in the market, and what is going to be your secret sauce, and how everything is going to work, right? So now when you brought me into the problem, and I get it, it is a big problem, there is a huge potential in solving it, you convince me that that the problem is feasible for you to solve in a very unique manner. Then we are going into the how you're going to do it. And as organization and management, it can be, once again, it can be called whatever, operational plans or stuff like that, but you need to show me that here is a problem, that is how I'm going to solve it, and these are my tools, this is my organization, this is my technology, this is my team, this is how we are going to actually do it. Okay, and it needs to be convincing enough that it is in your capacity and capability to do what you've promised in the previous pages. Then we go into the marketing and sales, when you're explaining how you are going to actually sell and market your services or products, and what are the strategies that you are going to use to win new markets. And then you tied up your financial projections and needs based on that. So if you follow the logic in here, so you will see that you start with the problem, with the magnitude of the problem, then you go into the solution. Only then, actually, you go into the solution and how exactly you're going to solve it. And you go into the organization and management, showing who is going to do it, how you're going to do it, what is your unique value proposition in there, how you are going to sell it, and finally, like, what are the financial projections. And don't forget about the needs, right? So you always ask for specific funding. You always ask for something specific that you need to explain to me where this money is going to be used. Okay, that is very important portion that many people forget, and it shoots them in the leg. Okay, so now when you craft a business plan, it is only half of the work. You've sent it out to investors network. You've sent it out to a bank. Maybe you looked into the grounding and stuff like that. Now they read through it and it piqued their interest. It sounds like something that we want to proceed with it. They will want to see you, and now you are going into the stage of the pitching when you actually take your business plan and you go there, or business idea, and you pitch it in front of people. And delivering a pitch is very important. So if you want to deliver a losing pitch, okay, so you are going to have something like that we have in front of us, right? We have like a nice chart in here, right? A pie chart that explains something that we need to look really carefully and really understand what it is all about. And you are being distracted from understanding that because I keep speaking, and we have some chart in here, right? And it seems like we have some other text in here that we need to read. Now, if you think about it, if you present something like that and you keep explaining without touching on anything on this chart, it is a losing pitch. You are losing my attention. You are losing. I don't really understand what it is all about. It's the same way that you don't really understand what it is all about in front of you right now. So stop. You know what? Don't do that. You need to create an impactful pitch deck, okay? And I like an approach which unfortunately not always feasible, but I like an idea of one slide, one idea. And what do I mean by that? You need undivided attention of people in front of you when you speak, and you use your slides just to reinforce and emphasize what you are saying. So unload your slides. Nobody is preventing you from having many slides. So just make it like make it pop. Make it count, okay? So when you go and you deliver a winning pitch, okay, once again, if you will see lots of similarities with the business plan, right? Start with the problem, right? You need to sell me the problem first. If I will not relate to the problem at the very beginning, I will not listen carefully after that, because then like I don't think it's going to work. It's not a problem at all. And we've seen problems like that pitched in front of us when it seems like they have the financials out there. It seems like everything is working well, but we don't believe in the problem at all. So we will not proceed. So when you speak about the problem, make it relatable, speak to our lizard brains, and make it emotional a little bit even, right? Before you jump into the rational. Talk to me about the magnitude of the problem. And then I will say, oh, wow, you know what? I didn't know that it is that big of a problem. Okay, well, what we are going to do about it? How big is it, right? So you're looking on the market size and opportunity, and say, okay, well, you know what? Only in Winnipeg, that is the size of the market. That is the size of the problem. And I'm like, wow, okay, what do we do about it? Now, when you have my attention and when you have my curiosity about what do we do about it, only then we jump into the solution. And with the solution, you're saying, okay, well, this is my unique value proposition. This is how I'm different than anybody else. This is my innovation. That is my unique way of solving the problem. And this is how effective it is. And then you jump into your business model and you're saying, okay, well, now we have the solution. On the back end, as a business, this is how we're going to do it. Okay, so you follow this logic and you go through it and you explain it to me. If I understand and I'm like, yeah, okay, and I believe you, like I understand that you're going to be able to do it. Okay, then you are jumping into your finances. You say, okay, well, these are our projections. That's how it's going to happen. That's why I need your money. Okay, so you explain it to them, and you're very explicit about it. And just to reinforce me and to make sure that that you're actually going to do it, you show me the team that is behind you, and reassuring me that yeah, it is going to happen. I like my money is safe with you. Okay, so for the pitch, once again, like we do it all the time in Stu Clark Center. So you can always drop us a line. You can always contact us, and we can work with you on the business plan and the pitching. So you will be better equipped when you actually go out and ask for the money. A little more time that I wanted to spend is on the engaging with investors, right? It doesn't matter if you are approaching an angel investor or you're approaching a banker. There is always an underlying question: is what is there for me? Okay, so we pursue different interests. If it is an angel investor, they have like a number of different interests. They search to promote a cause, they search to promote a specific industry, but at the same time they want return on their investment, right? So if you don't know what is there for them in this specific offering, you will miss actually the pitch, and it is not going to be received very well. So when you engage with investors or funders or grant money, be clear on what is there for them, right, and why they give the money. So you will be aligned with it. So craft your story, okay? Develop a compelling narrative. Explain why you are in this business, right? Why I need to believe that you are going to be there in the long haul and you will not quit at the very beginning and the money is going to be wasted because other people are asking for that money too, right? I want to be very wise with where I'm putting the money in. So compile a story, explain why this problem is resonating with you, why you have kind of a personal reason to solve this problem, and how it is that we are how it is that, you know, even if you don't get my money, you will still keep running and keep working. You need to assure us, right? uh Emotional and rational appeals. I spoke about the lizard brain. We take and we make our decisions emotionally first, and then we rationalize them, right? So if you don't have an emotional buy-in, it's very hard to go through the rational appeal. And salespeople in the room will understand me right away, because if you are trying to appeal into rational right away without the feeling portion of it, it's not going to be very good sales. Okay, so compile a good story behind your pitch. Okay, speak about ROIs. Okay, quantifying the potential. It's always make me smile when we have significant improvement or a large return. Like significant and large are very unquantifiable words. Use specific data. Be more specific. Be more precise. I want to see solid numbers, and I want to know that your numbers are based on something real and not a guesstimate. Okay. Then we are looking on scalability and profitability. Okay, what is the potential out there based on the numbers? Once again, like when we are looking on engaging with investors, these people usually are good with numbers. It doesn't matter if it is private money or it is institutional money from grants or from banks. They are very good with the numbers, and you need to speak their language. Okay, so another big and important portion is you need to handle the questions very well. So be ready with common questions, have them written down, practice answering them. So you need to show that you know your stuff. Okay, you need to build the confidence in you as a startup business that our money as investors is safe with you, because otherwise, guess what? Somebody else is going to get it. Okay, and respond with confidence. Okay, once again, you know your stuff. If there's something that you don't know, say, okay, you know what, it's a great question. I don't have a good answer right away, but let me dig into it and I will get back to you when I have it. Okay, so don't just invent something. Don't BS people. People see it. It reducing the confidence level in you, reducing your chances to get the money. Okay, so let's chat a little bit. Like we spoke about generally how you are approaching with the business plan and the pitches. And with grants, there is additional complication that we are adding into it because they are scattered all over. We have lots of grants, we have lots of money available to us out there, but organizations that are giving money are usually very bad in promoting the availability of the money. So first of all, you need to have your research strategies, right? You need to understand, okay, what kind of what money, like what funds do you need, what do you need them for, and then look into the available grants out there and to build strategy how you're going to match in between these grants, right? Your business goals and the grant criteria. Okay, because again, with grant money, you're not going to get it unless they will know that when they give you the money, they promote the cause that this money was meant for. So as an example, with NRC CEDA program, the Canadian Digital Adaptation Program, right? You could get the money only if you will invest this money into digital systems, a new ERP, new website, something that is going to digitize you and make you more efficient, because that money was meant to promote digital transformation of Canadian businesses, and you could not use it for capital expenditure, whatever, right? So you mean what you understand what I mean. So match business goals to grant criteria. That is a very important portion of working with grants. Okay, when you're working with grants, the elements that you need to be clear on is again objective and outcomes. So do your homework when you want to access any of these grants. Do your homework and really understand why they give away that money, what it is that they want to achieve, and how you can meet it with your business, exactly like I spoke earlier. And also give them the detailed budgets and justification where this money will go. Okay, so it needs to be very well spent money, and people are being paid to make sure that this money is very well spent. And IRAP does a good job, for example, part of the National Research Council. They do a good job sorting through businesses that will get or not get the money from them. Because again, you need to show them that this money is going to be well spent and promote the cause that they want. And another portion that is also often overlooked, impact and sustainability. Show me how much of an impact your business will have on this area of concern for the funder, right? And show also how much of sustainability you will have after the money money comes to the end, how it will have a lasting effect. So if you have these elements in your proposals for the grants, you set you ahead of the competitors, and you will be like in a much better positions. Okay, so with grants, and once again, like I've seen it firsthand, I've done it myself, there are a couple of mistakes that you need to avoid, right? Overlooking guidelines. Usually when you will open up any of these organizations requirements and criteria, these are going to be very long documents with lots of words, and who has the nerve to read all of it, right? So we will skip through it briefly. Oh, okay, well, now I get it. You submit it, and you are disqualified right away because you forgot some little detail that they actually put as a requirement and a must have, and you just missed it. So overlooking guidelines, you know what? It takes time, it's annoying, but you have to spend time reading the guidelines and to make sure that you are addressing each one of the requirements. Okay, vague descriptions. Okay, once again, avoid these kind of descriptions. Be precise. Explain what exactly you are planning to do with this money, without the use of significant. Be fact based. Okay, give solid foundation on how you're going to move the money and how you're going to use the money. Sorry. And I've seen it many times when we show the operational plan. We say, okay, this money is going to be used for expansion in new markets. Okay, and that's pretty much it. How you're going to do it. Okay, that's very important. People are missing it because in your head it's very obvious, but it is not obvious for them. So you need to really chew it into little pieces. Okay, underestimating the timelines. It takes surprisingly long to have grant proposals written properly. These are long documents with lots of requirements. One of the things that I personally don't like the most is RFPs for provincial and federal governments, because these are like long documents that you need to draft with very little meaningful information, in my personal opinion, that they need for their purposes. And it takes way longer to draft a proposal that I would assume it is. Okay, so that these are the main three mistakes that people do with grants, and I want you to carefully listen to it and to take it to your heart and make sure that you don't do the mistakes. Okay, challenges. Yes, I said there is lots of money available out there. Indeed, there is lots of money. If you have a really good idea, I can guarantee you will find money to launch this idea and to grow into the markets and to become big. But you need to differentiate yourself from other ideas, and you need to really prove that you are better than other people. Because as much as we have money out there, there are people that are seeking for this money. So differentiate your proposal, check mark everything that we spoke about today, and make sure that you are ahead of the herd with better proposals, better pitches, better business plans. Okay, build strong relationships with funders. You know what? Sometimes you are not going to get it from the first round, but you just don't give up. You will just approach them again and again with different pitches, maybe, or different conversations. People deal with people, right? So if you approach them like in this more human way and you build a relationship with them, maybe they will not give you the money or the funds or the grants or investments today, but if they know you better and you will reassure them that you are a real deal, down the road you're going to get it, right? So don't underestimate the power of building relationships with these funders, and leverage advisory services. Okay, this one is super important. As an advisory services, you can leverage one of your angel investors, for example, right? And say, okay, well, I'm working with that person, and you're relying on their expertise and experience, and you can show and ride this wave with them. And on the other side, there are lots of services available out there for startups, including ourselves. Northforge doing a great job working with startups. They provide them with more information. And trust me, if a funder sees that you have the power of advisory teams or advisory services behind you, they will know that you will not make these little stupid mistakes that everyone does, because advisors will prevent it for you. Okay. And once again, it makes people more confident in you as a startup, and then it will work better. So, key takeaways. Be strategic about the types and timing on the funding that you're seeking for your startup. Be sure that you know when, why, and how much funds do you need for your business, and be ready to explain it. Okay, it is a very important portion. We don't want to search for any money for any reason. Be specific. It makes it understandable, and raising your chances to get the money. Keep the what is there for me relevant to the person in front of you. Okay, don't use a cookie cutter approach and using the same features, the same business plan for everyone. Adjust it to the organization and to the person in front of you. Focus on the problem and that magnitude of the problem before you even talk on your solution about your solution, right? We like our solutions, and this is what we are talking about, but nobody is going to listen until you sold us on the problem. So focus on the problem and Last one, adjust your pitch. I already spoke about it. Don't use the same everywhere. Adjust your pitch. Now, as I promised, a very, very short overview. I just put together like literally like a super short search for available funds here in Manitoba, and to just showcase some of them in here. Once again, if you want to learn more about these funds, come to see us, approach NorthForge, approach other any of these organizations in front of you, and you will learn more. But be prepared with the right pitch, with the right business plan, with the right reason for accessing the money. Okay. So I already spoke about BDC. They are big. It is a Canadian like national organization. It's a big bank. They have like very good options for any kind of businesses, and that is one of the first stops that I will suggest you to take if you want to speak about debt financing, like loans or lines of credit. Before you go to your own bank, check out BDC. Chances are they are going to get you better options. Futurepreneur is a big player in this field. Lots of money available through them. You can get I believe up to $60,000 in loans. Some of it will go through BDC as well, because they are collaborating. I spoke about NRC already. Big government funder. Lots of money flowing through them. I've seen too many companies tapping into that funding, doing great stuff with it. When we speak about the foundations and non-government funding, I believe the Winnipeg Foundation is not government, so this one is going to be a good example. Like, go to their website, you will see lots of options in there. We spoke about the government grants, women enterprise. They have, I believe, up to $150,000 in grants that are promoting women in business, and they have lots of interesting programs as well available to you. So please tap into them. MyTax is focusing on research. So they will fund the research, and they will make sure that you take your research into the market. Lots of interesting programs. Lab to market, part of our organization in here, also will provide you with a lot of training and some funding through different organizations as well. And yeah, once again, we are coming to the end of this session today. If you want to learn where to go for the money, please come and see us. We'll be able to give you much more in-depth information about the money in there. But I want to make sure that you are ready to ask for the money before we send you over there. So that's it from me today. I will double check right now. I do not have any questions. So if you have any question right now, it is a great time to ask. And I will do my best to give you an answer that you are looking for. Okay, so the Q&A is empty. Anything that made sense to you, didn't make sense to you? Well, okay, so we are at 12:30. I would assume that I did a relatively good job explaining the subject today. And actually, here we go. We have one question. What are? Okay, so please look into the chat for the number that you can reach me at. Please look into the chat. You will have my contact information in there, and I will put my phone number for you in the chat as well.